And I would I'll be as funny as I can be. What are we doing across the region right now? I am so pleased with the amazing intensity of campaigning that's happening across the North East. Now, obviously, we're building to the main 7th elections coming up. We've got a multi-ward campaigning going on across Newcastle. Really excited about the really big pickup in the West End, and frankly, most of Newcastle, where we've got amazing candidates. If you're a Newcastle candidate, stick your hand in the air. Quite a few of them here.
Thank you very much. It's amazing to be here. Like, when I walk into a room, my brain goes, what's the #1 mission right now, or what am I going to do in this speech? And part of the mission when you're 10 days away from an election is to get a room excited and inspired. I think this room's quite excited already, right? And that's because you know what this moment means. You know what this moment means for Newcastle, for the North East, and frankly for the entire country. I want to get to local issues because that's exactly what this election is about. But I just want to mention that something journalists keep asking me, will continue to do so. It is time to end the genocide. Just before I get to some of the final thing I want to say, I also just want to say a huge thank you, both to people who I know have been working in Newcastle and across the North East for so long now. And you're having this amazing moment where all these people have joined the party, and we really are on the cusp of amazing success. I'm very aware that we're standing on the shoulders of giants, and I want to say thank you for working so hard and battling through. And to everyone who's new to the party, you've arrived at just the right moment. Thank you very much. And I also don't want, yes, that's right. I'm really confident about what's about to happen in Newcastle and right across the North East, but I'm not complacent. And I also want to think about how can we up our game. I'm so happy to see so many people here this morning. But who do you know who's not here this morning? Who maybe would find a Green Party meeting like not quite for them or not quite their thing yet? Can you continue to have conversations with friends, with neighbours, with colleagues? I can even say strangers. I can't always say that down south, but in the North East, you talk to strangers. Say that to my kids. And making sure that our movement is as accessible, as inclusive as it can be. So next time I come to Newcastle in the North East, which I hope won't be until too long, where I see a big group of Green councillors, but I also see rooms that are getting even bigger. So we keep growing our movement, we keep bringing people into this space. Friends, we don't have to agree on everything, and I think this is a really important moment for our party to say that. In fact, the amazing Zoran Mandani, the mayor of New York, he says, well actually he's quoting Ed Koch, so I'm quoting Zoran, quoting Ed, it's like a Russian dollar quoting. But he says, if you agree on 7 out of 10 things, great, let's work together, let's make it happen. If you agree with me on 10 out of 10 things, that's weird, go see a psychiatrist. And we know that people will try and divide us. So often, people will say to me, it's a very narrow coalition. And I go, a narrow coalition? Right now, we are polling #1 with under 65s in the entire country. Not #2 or #3, #1. And in the same breath, I want to say, every time I say this, I meet someone in their 70s or 80s or even 90s who go, I'm voting for you too. So it really is a broad coalition. And this idea that we're narrow is just a way to try and allow the establishment of the status quo to try and talk us down. We must not let them. Now, the final thing I want to say is I've criticised a lot today the Labour government and reform. And I could go on all day about that, and it would feel great, I have to admit. But I also know we're not the other parties, and we don't win votes by just saying we're the least worst option. We win votes and we win hearts and minds through hope and a plan. If you just have hope without a plan, it's a little bit like we've all marched to the top of the hill and then we don't know what to do. If you have a plan but without hope, no one's coming up that hill with you. I think we've got this amazing moment where we do have that combination. And the plan looks like ending rip-off Britain. It looks like hundreds and hundreds of council homes. It looks like rent controls. It looks like recognising we've got water companies pumping sewage into our rivers and charging us extra for the privilege, when up to 30% of our water bills is profit alone to these failing companies. It looks like a government that's saying there's no money left. But we know in the 5th wealthiest economy in the world, we have a lot of money in this country. In fact, the 50 wealthiest families own more wealth than 34 million people. It doesn't have to be that way. That's a political choice. The Green Party will make different political choices. And whilst austerity is not necessarily on the ballot paper, what is on the ballot paper is every single Green council that you elect, and every single Green council. We have already committed in the first few months after May the 7th, we will have a summit where we bring people together, not just the Green Party, by the way, other parties are welcome too, to challenge austerity, to challenge the underinvestment in our communities, and say it is unacceptable that up to 80% of council budgets on some councils are being spent on adult social care, which also needs to be funded, but from national budgets. It's really, really important we hold the government to account for this. And every single Green vote is a vote in the direction of saying we don't want money on private companies. We want money, like on our bus services, where we don't push deregulation and privatisation, but we push public control and bringing the bus companies back into council hands. So in the next few days, just think about the Friday or even the Saturday after counting's finished. It takes a long time. We could wake up, or we might if you've been up, and see lots of Green councillors being elected. The number one thing I don't want you to do is have any complacency or leave anything behind. Because we know in many seats, it could be really, really close. And in many seats, we already know Labour are gone. They're done. No one's voting for them. Those battlegrounds are between the Green Party and the Reform Party. It is a very clear choice between the hope of the Greens and the hate and toxicity of Nigel Farage. Reform are very different. The people, the Reform MPs are very different to the people who might be thinking right now about voting for Reform. Let's not lecture them. Let's not hector them. They're the exact people we should be caring about. They're people who don't feel left behind. They have been left behind. Let's keep building those connections. Let's keep making sure that we are there to serve them. And again, we don't have to agree on everything, but they know we will be honest, we will be accountable, and we will work for them. And that's exactly how I believe in 10 days' time we can start to transform Newcastle, start to transform the North East, and how we're going to transform our country. Thank you very much, everyone.
It's a really big thing.